This is my wife being all romantic in the morning, sitting in our rest house early having coffee. My wife is worried because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Is she looking good? She always looks good.
Oh,
Unlike me.
this side, make sure that it's the same.
Yes.
Because once the bamboo is there, it would look, you know,
No,
the smaller it is, the better.
it'll look
actually.
decorative.
Yeah.
Just with this high ceiling in the middle. But yeah, I'm pleased with the progress so far. It's going really well. So the next thing we're buying is some sand to finish off the
Bathroom.
the bathroom and the kitchen, the rendering type
And
of
the
thing,
washroom.
and the washroom.
The laundry room.
Nice breeze now. It's now 8:30. Nice breeze, really nice breeze. Richard's just gone to the market with Ian. She's accusing me of being a bit grumpy this morning, which I guess I am a little bit grumpy, because when things aren't going exactly the way I like them to go, sometimes I get a bit grumpy. I get over it very quickly, but yeah, I'm not grumpy in a bad way. I'm just, it's very easy here for people to get sidetracked and lose focus on what are the priorities. And they go down a road where they waste hours and hours on something that is irrelevant really to the priority things they need to do. And that's when I get a bit grumpy. So anyway, I'm gonna, my time unfortunately is dictated to at the moment by the number of hours I give to my overseas tutoring, coaching on business, English development, strategy meeting business, strategy business meetings, and that's it. I once I'm into it, I can't do anything about it. I say I've got a 2-hour opportunity there. I've got a 1-hour opportunity there to do other things. Be ready for that, and they can't be. They can never be ready. Sometimes lunch is ready. I mean, so I'll have lunch between 12 and 2. Sometimes lunch is being served at 1:45. It's too late for me. I have to then wait until 4 or 5 o'clock before I can have mine, because I can't wolf it down and then sit for hours in a meeting room. So, and there's things that sidetrack them. So the lunch could have been ready for 12 or 1, but it's not. It's ready for 1:45, and so I'll have. By the time I can see it's going to be late, I just grab myself a quick sandwich or something that I make myself and get on with life and say, thanks a lot. So I may pay for the lunch, but I certainly don't get to eat it very often. They really, if I want to upset Richie, that's one way of upsetting her. Anyway, she's gone off to the market this morning. But yeah, it's just my humour sometimes can be a little bit Brit humour, One thing I will say, and I didn't realise this, and this is information that's useful for people coming out to the Philippines and doing what I'm doing, in the sense of living in a rural countryside location and then eventually getting to a point where one's going to build a house and do lots of other little odd jobs. And that is bringing tools with you, as many tools as you can. And why I say as many tools as you can, I'm not talking about expensive, sophisticated tools even. I'm just saying hammers, chisels, screwdrivers, planes, spirit levels. I'm not talking about going off and buying a lot of kit that you may not have already. In the UK, I used to wander around, or follow Richie around actually. She used to love going to boot sales, especially in the summer months. And you would always find boxes and boxes of tools out of people's garages going for a few quid, you know. And I sometimes, when I needed something, I'd buy it at a boot sale. It might be a saw, or it might be a hammer, because I went through hammers, they just disappeared, you know. And I wouldn't go and buy one in a DIY store. I'd buy them at boot sales and things like that, because they were for nothing, absolutely. And sometimes you picked up some really nice pieces of workbenches and things I've had, you know. Which of course I left everything in the UK. Here I could do with everything I had in my garage. And I wasn't doing a lot of DIY, but I had a lot of tools. And I did bring some stuff with me, some electronic drills and saws and stuff like that. But I could fill a couple of ballot buy boxes with tools out the boot sale. It would cost me a few quid. And they'll be worth their weight here in terms of just, we need. Because here, you know, I've noticed Chris and his assistant, they make their own to a large degree, or they fix them, you know, they put new handles on their hammer when their hammer's buggered. Whereas in the UK, you just go out and buy a new hammer. Here they're repairing old tools and putting handles on them, and yeah, just making things, fixing pairs of pliers. You wouldn't have pliers as bad as we've got here in the boot sale in England, because you would say, yeah, pliers fixed with bits of wire and stuff like that. And actually, when you go to a hardware store here, you're limited on buying things. I mean, they're not expensive here, like to buy a tool here, but you're limited. And in the UK, I could walk around a boot sale and find virtually everything, especially tools, hand tools. There's always house clearances going on, people moving, people retired, people selling out and going smaller and getting rid of stuff that clutters their place up. And yeah, for a few quid you would find things that are absolutely useful. And I worked out, you know, ballot buy box of second-hand tools over here. You know, I could get a ballot buy box, full box, doesn't matter what the weight is, over here for £100, say, full of tools. It'd be worth doing. So anybody out there, friend or family, who's got a lot of tools or has access to buying a lot of tools cheap at boot sales, or has a clear out, wants to get rid of tools, let me know. And I'll send a ballot buy box and I'll pay you for the tools and have them shipped over, because they're going to be needed. You know, once we've done this build, and we've got other builds, we're doing a build on the front for the shop. And then obviously in this field behind us, we want to do some more builds as well of other units for rest houses, guest houses, not rest houses, guest houses. So they're going to be used. Yes, yeah, I could go and buy some tools, and I have bought tools here since I've been here. I'm buying a plane now, because we haven't got one. I had 2 planes in the UK, electric and hand plane, and chisels, and didn't bring them with. But I mean, what we're doing here, I mean, you could have your doors and window frames, you could just go and buy them off the peg, as it were, but you're restricted to a certain size. and we want to make our own, because we have the sizes in mind. Cottage type window, wooden frames, large ones on the back here and on the front and sides. So we're going to make them, and Chris will make them. But obviously he needs the tools to make the window frames, and then he can do it. So that's what we are going to do. And then also I want to get the doors made as well. You know, the doors, I want to buy the wood and we'll make our own doors, and we will then hang our own doors. Now, I know that's a skill, but it's a skill we have here in the family. We can do it with the right kit. So, yeah, carpentry skills we have. It's just the tooling we need to invest in But you know, and here tools go missing. That's the other thing I want to say. People here put tools down, they leave them and they go home because they live on the site, you know. And the next day some of the tools are missing. What a surprise, you know. That's the way it goes here. It seems to be. I mean, that happens ongoing. Someone borrows something, doesn't bring it back. So, and I've been buying tools for Toto. I've been buying tools for Chris and buying tools for whoever. And what I want to do is actually have a shed, a workshop shed built here at the back in the other side of the property, a tool shed, and I'll fill it with tools, and I'll control it then. I can do that. I'll have a lockable shed, tools in there. I don't mind who uses the tools, that's fine. But then, you know, lend the tool out, bring the tool back, sign in, sign out, as it were. Good old retail standard style. Yep, okay. One hammer, one chisel, one screwdriver, one blah, blah, blah. Hand out, yep, borrow them. Because a lot of cousins here and nephews, you know, they want to build something, that's fine. But we want to keep control of all the kit that we have around us, because it's not that it's deliberately getting stolen. I don't mean that, but things just get used and then get lost. It's easy to lose things in the jungle. You know, things, you know, a dog sees something and picks it up and walks off with it in its mouth. So, you know, there are all kinds of things. I find, you know, things are lying everywhere in the grass. Oh yeah, there's a saw down there. Where's that come from? You know, I mean, Tatai tells me how he's lost his knives and things he had. Pangas, you know, the big knife blades for cutting grass and cutting down branches and things. There's blades. So that's what I need. Yeah, the house is starting to take its shape in terms of our design, our plan. So, as I said, we are very happy the way it's coming together. So we should hopefully start seeing some progress on the internal part of the house in the next couple of weeks as well. Two large bunches of bananas now. Anyway, gotta get on. Got to prepare for the next 7-8 hours of coaching.